welcome to the October the 8th, 1991 taping of It's Happening in Grand Prairie. We have two marvelous guests for the first part of our show today. But before we bring them onto the set, we have some wonderful community service announcements to make. First of all, the Grand Prairie ISD Board of Education is meeting Thursday, and that magic date is October the 10th. They meet at 7 o'clock p.m. at 202 College Street at the Administration Building. Secondly, there's going to be a church flea market this weekend, October the 12th. It will be at the First United Methodist Church, and the time is 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. That's on North Center and Church Streets. And Betty Elder, 264-2613 is the magic telephone number if you need further information about this or have a gift to present to the flea market. Next, Kennedy's Children in their last week of presentation for the Grand Prairie Community Theater, October the 11th and the 12th and the 13th. And their magic telephone number is 262-STAR, and also they meet at 15th, Northwest 15th and Fort Worth Street and Houston Street. So go by the Anderson Building, but call in first and make reservations for Kennedy's Children. And wonderful Grand Prairie homecoming for the alums. Grand Prairie Gophers, let's all get together, and the magic date is October the 25th. Be looking for all the ex-alums, and watch the paper because we're going to have them on the show next week and tell you about some special celebrations that we're going to have for ex-Gophers, the Grand Prairie Gopher alums. Next, we have a spotlight on Broadway, and that's going to be at the First United Methodist Church. That's going to be on October the 19th and the 20th. We'll have more about that later. And next, drug-free youth in town, and that is the Defy It program. And Chief Crum would like very much to have you participate in this. If you need further information about this, please call 660-9090 and ask for the Defy It program coordinator, and they'll put you in touch with the right people. And speaking of the police department and Defy It and Don't Do Drugs, we have two very special people with us today that are into red ribbons and campaigns and all of the things that make our neighborhoods drug-free. Mr. Gaylord Hayes, the Grand Prairie Police Department's community service, crime prevention, and all of the good things. We're delighted to welcome you back to the show.
See you.
You bet. You've been a regular on our show, Gaylord Hayes.
A few times.
Yes, you bet. And Beverly Stubblefield with the Grand Prairie ISD, we'd like to welcome you to the set, my dear.
Thank you.
Wonderful. All right, now, Red Ribbon Day, don't do drugs, say no to drugs, all of those are so very important, not only to the adults, but to our boys and girls. Gaylord, what is Red Ribbon Day? And I notice you have on a red ribbon, and I have on, you have on, we all almost have on two, don't we? That's great. What is Red Ribbon Day?
Ruthie, the Texas war on drugs in Texas started in 1985. DEA agent Enrique Camarena was killed by drug traffickers. And the people of the state of Texas got all upset and wanted to do something about this. So what we did is we came up with a red ribbon campaign against drugs. Now the red ribbon symbolized the effort of the law enforcement officers who died in the line of duty by drug traffickers. The red ribbon symbolizes our effort, much like the yellow ribbon symbolizes the hostages that were taken in Iran several years ago.
Okay. So that's going to be the real force behind something real special that's going to happen in Grand Prairie, Texas, and under the direction of the schools in cooperation with the rest of the community. So I better get to Beverly, hadn't I? Beverly, would you tell us what role you play with the Grand Prairie ISD and who's helping you do good things?
Well, the purpose of the Texas Red Ribbon campaign is to present a united effort with the schools, the community, and the police department in a statement that says, don't use drugs. We want a safe, healthy community. And in Grand Prairie, that's exactly what we've done. The school district, the police department, and the Mayor's Committee on Drug and Alcohol Abuse have joined efforts, and we're all working together to make a statement to our community and to our students that drug use is just not acceptable in Grand Prairie. We want a drug-free community. We're doing this along with the state effort of drug-free schools in the Texas, and then all of the states join together this same week so that it's all over the United States, communities, schools will be involved in Red Ribbon Campaign. The police department has bought every student in Grand Prairie a red ribbon, and those will be distributed. All the schools are going to be busy the week of 19th through 27th in doing activities to promote drug-free lifestyles. On Monday of that week, we're having a decoration day, and we're hoping that all the people in the community will tie red ribbons on their cars like they did in the yellow ribbons in our Desert Storm. We have groups of kids who are going to be decorating their doors at school and tying ribbons on various cars in the parking lot and having contests for decorating doors. On Tuesday, we have a theme day, and the different schools have different themes like Stomp Out Drugs or Shade Out Drugs and all those creative things that kids come up with. Wednesday will be the highlight of our week. It's a rally at the new gym at Grand Prairie High School starting at 4:30, and we have a guest speaker and entertainment by the name of Dave Travelin' Davlin. He appeared in the 1988 Olympics in Korea, and so I'm really excited to see him and to share that experience with all the children in the schools and the community. Thursday, we have a Red Ribbon Pledge Day, and that's the day where all the kids will have an opportunity to sign pledges and make statements about their choices. And Friday, we have a recognition day where the students who made a poster will have an opportunity to win a prize, and the door decorators will get their prizes. So we've got a busy week planned, and we're just hoping everybody in the community will join us in celebrating this week.
That's wonderful. Now, Gaylord, is this just reserved just for Grand Prairie, Texas, all of this celebration about red ribbons? Or I believe you belong to several crime prevention organizations in the region and in the Metroplex. Are others doing this same on the same day, or do they have other plans?
No, all the police departments in the entire state of Grand Prairie, or Texas, has the opportunity to participate in this Texas War on Drugs Red Ribbon Campaign. And Dallas Police Department has purchased lots of these red ribbons to be distributed to their school kids. What I would suggest, though, is that during this week, I would like to see, as well as the other police department officials, we would like to see as many red ribbons on antennas, car antennas, tied on trees, fences, things like that. Display the red ribbon and let the drug dealers know, and the people that participate in the illegal drugs know that that's one more person that's against the drugs.
And this certainly should make a statement in Grand Prairie, Texas, because we know that we are not a clean community as far as drugs is concerned, and your crime prevention office has been moved. Why would you like to give us the new address and maybe your phone number there in case they have questions relating to the police role in this?
Our new address is 925 West Highway 303, Suite L. Our phone number is 263-4232. We would be happy as we could be to hear from any of the citizens in Grand Prairie. Come by and see us, have a cup of coffee. Let us give you a tour of our new facility. We have received a new grant from the federal government, administered by the state, for crime prevention. This grant furnished a sergeant, an officer, and a clerk. We've already put this grant into place, and we're busy doing all the crime prevention that we can possibly do.
You also have another young man that's working out of that, and I believe Tex Morris relates to Neighborhood Watch. That's not a part of your grant or anything. Isn't he a volunteer?
Tex Morris is a volunteer, and he puts in at least 150 hours a month in the crime prevention. He is the chairman for the entire City of Grand Prairie Neighborhood Watch program.
I think that's wonderful. So if we have all of the Neighborhood Watch people putting out red ribbons, and all of the citizens, all of the boys and girls from the schools, and the police department going around to watch to see who's putting these out and who's not putting them out, I think we ought to be successful, don't you?
I do.
You bet. All right, Beverly, is there anything else? How about your committee that has been working on this with you? I know that we attended your meeting not too long ago, and you just had people so enthusiastic about all of this. Is there any further plans, or would you like to name your committee?
I have lots of people on the committee, and they're all working very hard. Ruthie Jackson was there with wonderful suggestions. Bo Kraft was there, Mr. Hayes. We have lots of nurses and teachers and principals, B.B. Bingham, Tracy Henserling. I really just couldn't name them all, and I'm afraid I'm going to leave some names out, but they've all worked real hard. It's been a real joint effort. I get calls daily with new suggestions, and people are out in the community distributing ribbons and creating support and enthusiasm.
All right, Beverly, would you like to tell us what you do with the schools and your magic telephone number in the event that anyone in our viewing audience might like to get in touch with you?
Sure.
Where are you located in the school district?
Okay. I travel around to the different schools. I spend most of my time at the high schools, at either Grand Prairie High School or South Grand Prairie, and I can also be reached at Annex D at 264-6141, extension 411. You can leave messages for me at either school, either high school if I'm not there, and I'd love to hear from anybody that has suggestions or wants to help in this effort. We have ribbons to be distributed, and if people have suggestions on how we could do that, we'd appreciate that.
All right, what is your official title with the school?
I'm the Drug Alcohol Abuse Counseling Coordinator for the Grand Prairie School
That's
District.
right. And you have others working with you under your direction?
We all work together.
Oh, good. That's wonderful.
We have the Defiant program that's sponsored through the police department and our resource officers. That's going to be a wonderful program. It's going to be introduced the night of our rally. We also have a group of students called SET students, Student Empowerment Team, and they're going to be there in their shirts helping direct the students. The elementary kids are all learning songs that have drug-free jingles that go along with some of our real common commercial tunes. So they're going to be singing those songs, and I think it'll be a real fun and exciting night.
The main and most exciting time when everyone gets together, though, is on that Wednesday. Would you like to give the time, date, and the place of that activity of the rally?
Right. That's Wednesday, October 23rd, from 4:30 to 6. We hope to have the kids back to their campuses, or their parents can pick them up back at their campuses by 6:30. So our official time is 4:30 to 6:30, but that also includes processing time.
Who is invited to the rally other than the boys and girls that you'll be busing from their campuses?
Everybody. We hope that everybody from our community can make an effort to come and enjoy this this night with us. We have I have a picture here of Dave Davlin, and he's supposed to be the only one in the world who can do these tricks with 12 basketballs at one time. So I think everyone would enjoy that, all of our athletic kids and all of their parents, as well as just everyone in the community.
Wonderful. Gaylord, before we close down, we have about a half minute left. Would you like to say anything to the parents out there relating to your work and their responsibility?
One thing that I'd like to say is that the committees that I've served on and the organizations, it all gets down to the same thing about drugs. It's the parents' responsibility to teach their children to be drug-free. And one last thing, I would like to see as many red ribbons floating around this town as there were yellow ribbons when the hostage crisis was going on. I think it'd be a real effort to show these drug people that we're tired of drugs in our community.
Let's all make a red ribbon statement, and if you'd like to attend a drug violence graffiti workshop, there's one scheduled on the 10th, which is this Thursday evening at 6:30 at the Trimble Room, and Mr. Ray Allen has a very special appointment to chair this committee from the mayor. We hope that you'll all be there and help us set the stage for the Red Ribbon campaign and the rally that's coming forward. Thank you all very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
If you're still trashing our Texas highways, it's time to clean up your act. Because when you're messing with Texas, you're messing with Darryl the Barrel.
And now, as we bring you the second half of our show, we're very delighted to bring from the Federation of Women's Clubs here in Grand Prairie, Texas, the Girls of the Month. And the Girls of the Month for September are very special. We have, as the chairman for Federation for the Girls of the Month, Christy McGilvery. She is also a counselor at South Grand Prairie High, and we're just so excited to have her back. Christy, we're glad to have you back on board.
Thank you, Mrs. Jackson. It's good to be here. Start out a new year, and I want to introduce you to our first two Girls of the Month from our local high schools.
All right.
Seated next to you is Ashley Brown. Ashley is a senior at Grand Prairie High School. Her parents are Alan and Susan Brown. And Ashley keeps herself pretty busy, has for 3 years, and it looks like her senior year is going to keep going at a fast pace also. She is this year the head varsity cheerleader on their squad. She is a student council representative. She is participating in the two top choirs, the a cappella choir and the show choir. She's also in the French club. She's serving as her senior class vice president. She participates in drama activities. And with all of these things going on, extracurricular-wise, she still finds time to be in all honors classes. She takes AP courses as well. And for the last 11 years, she's made all A's. Now, it's been a tough road, but I think she's probably going to pull it out one more year. That also has her active in her National Honor Society organization at Grand Prairie High. She lists her hobbies as being golf and tennis and water skiing and snow skiing, and she is very involved at First Baptist Church also with the youth group, as well as participating in the youth choir. Her interest at this point down the road as far as college, she's got some interesting schools that she's considering. Vanderbilt's on the top of her list right now, and a couple others considering are SMU and Baylor. And she is looking into a major that would be around the pre-law area and maybe becoming a corporate lawyer. She's got a little bit more time before she has to lock in on that, though. And Mr. Farr, who's the principal at Grand Prairie High this year, says that Ashley is a wonderful young lady, active in a variety of campus programs. Teachers love having her in class, and she is a superb asset to her campus.
That's a wonderful dossier. And who do you have from South Grand Prairie High?
Well, from South, representing the seniors, and the first girl of our month in that program is Melissa Tamplin. And Melissa is the daughter of Edward and Cindy Tamplin. And Melissa is extremely involved and active, much like Ashley up at Grand Prairie High. Melissa doesn't probably see too much of her parents during the school year. She is a student council president. She is a head varsity cheerleader. In her freshman and junior years, she also served as head cheerleaders on those squads. She's a member in the National Honor Society. She's been the freshman, sophomore, and junior class favorite 3 years in a row. She's been a homecoming court nominee her sophomore and junior year. And her freshman and sophomore year, she served as the class vice president. And last year as a junior, she was her junior class president. And she has a lot of hobbies very similar to Ashley, include some lifeguarding, traveling. She likes to snow ski. She attends Englewood Baptist Church, is also involved in their youth program over there, as well as in the choir, and is considering a whole slew of schools. Some at the top of her list are UCLA and University of Texas. She just told me before we aired that she got a notice from Baylor, so maybe she's going to throw that in there as well. And her interest might be in broadcast journalism or perhaps corporate law. And Melissa is admired greatly at South, says Mr. Alexander, who is our principal. She's been an aggressive, adventurous, and very versatile young person from the beginning of her high school career. She's accumulated many honors. She has successfully combined her academic pursuits with extracurricular activities and is very deserving of our admiration at South. So here are your two girls.
Yes, and what a balance. Isn't that wonderful? And congratulations to both of you beautiful young ladies. Let's begin with Melissa. Melissa, let's get to know you just a little better. And if you'd look out into your camera, we have the names of your parents, but we'd like to name the other members of your family, and if they're in schools here in Grand Prairie, or if they've been in schools here in Grand Prairie, we'd like you to name drop a little bit about your family.
Okay, my brother Maxwell goes to Zavala Elementary, and he is in 3rd grade there.
Wonderful.
And that is my only sibling.
All right. Next, the schools that you've attended here in Grand Prairie, Texas. If you'd begin with your elementary, or if you transferred into Grand Prairie, tell us where you began in some of your feeder schools.
Okay, I went to Turnpike Christian School until I was in 4th grade. And then I went to Zavala Elementary and Jackson Middle School for the next 3 years. and in South Grand Prairie for the past 3. It's my 4th year.
And in all of your schooling, beginning at Turnpike all the way through Jackson Middle School and now to South, do you have some favorite teachers, someone that inspired you, maybe took you as a real good friend rather than just a student that you'd like to name drop while we're on our way?
Yes, Tracy Marvel was a very good friend, great teacher. She's taught me a lot. Miss Sharon Murphy is also a very good inspiration to me. And Debbie Bowden has helped me a lot with student council and such.
Some of those have really inspired you to do great things. That sounds wonderful. Now, we noted with a great deal of interest that you have maybe pre-law, but before that, broadcast journalism.
Yes.
And in what fields, what would you like to pursue if you do take that road?
If I took that road, I would love to be a Barbara Walters type, just get to meet all those neat people, and maybe even the current event news type, reporting, broadcasting for that.
And we noted that UCLA, UT Austin, and finally maybe Baylor, that is Christy's most favorite school in the world. Do you have a real choice now? Are you waiting on the scholarships and the balancing out of the end of the year?
The scholarships will definitely make a big difference, the money. But UCLA has a very good broadcasting and department, and if I decide to do that, go into broadcasting, then that's probably my top choice. So that's gonna stand.
Academically and then extracurricularly, what are your two favorite areas at school?
Academically, I would say English has always been a favorite of mine, being able to use your creativity. And extracurricularly, I love the student council, working with the student council, and just working with the students at South. And I love the cheerleading also, supporting our teams. I like to do that.
That's great. We're going to get back with you in a few minutes, maybe about your goals and aspirations, but let's get to Ashley. Ashley, what about your little family? You'd like to name drop. We have your parents' name, but let's go into the brothers and sisters.
Well, I have a brother, Adam, who's a sixth grader at Adams Middle School.
Oh, wonderful.
And his sister, Alexis, who's a freshman at Grand Prairie as well.
All right. And then I would like very much for you to name drop your grandparents, who are very near and dear to you and to us also. You would have to do both sets of your grandparents.
My whole family practically lives in Grand Prairie. I've been raised here all my life. My grandparents are Bernard and Anita Weiner, and Albert and Virginia Brown.
They all are wonderful in Grand Prairie and have contributed much other than the wonderful heritage that they have given us with a family. Next, we'd like to know maybe some of the feeder schools that you've attended, and name those, and then we're going to get around to favorite teachers in each one of those.
I went to Eisenhower Elementary, and I went to Adams Middle School.
All right, now, Eisenhower Elementary, a very special school. Is there anyone there that just sparked you to do great things? And I know that your mother does some teaching, and we're going to discount her, but we want to go into some of the other teachers that you've had that are favorites.
My fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Nancy Hardman, was just a wonderful teacher. She taught me a lot of things in and out of school, not so much book work, but a lot about myself and goals and such. She was just a great lady.
All right, we're going to give her number one at Eisenhower as your favorite teacher. And of course, all those others were meaningful to you also. Let's go into Adams.
At Adams, I'd probably have to say Martha Anderson. She was my 8th grade English teacher. Great lady, really made learning fun. Just real fun.
And on into Grand Prairie High School, Gopherland of the world. How about Grand Prairie High School?
In high school, I'd have to say, though, I've only had her for 6 weeks, Miss Farr, Georgianne Farr, who is the senior AP English teacher, is just wonderful. She makes English so easy to learn and so fun, and I'm just excited to see what else she has in store for us.
All right, we know some of the wonderful things that you do for extracurricular. We've read that list. How about outside hobbies or anything that you're interested in away from school? Do you have any of those, Ashley?
Well, I'm really involved in my church, as she said, and I do a lot of things with that. When I'm not at church, I love to go to the lake. I love to water ski and some things like that. But one of the things that I do that's kind of mixes outside school and inside school is I work with the BEST program, which is through our student council, and we get a chance to work with some of the handicapped children that are brought into the school, and that's just really fun. It it's a great opportunity to get to meet these wonderful people that you might not otherwise have a chance to meet, and that's real special to me.
Wonderful. Vanderbilt. What brought your sights to Vanderbilt?
Well, I've been interested in pre-law for a long time now, and my father has a lot of friends in Dallas who are lawyers, and a lot of them have recommended Vanderbilt. They have an excellent undergraduate program as well as a terrific law school. So we went up there this summer to kind of check things out, and I love it. It's wonderful.
Well, we're going to bet on Vanderbilt, but we've heard all of the others that you're considering, and if you finally get down to Baylor, Christy will love that also. We'll get back with you in a few minutes for others, but how about the Girls of the Month then from your middle schools?
Okay, from the middle schools. From Truman this month was Hartford Jackson. Andrea Parker was the representative from Kennedy. Amara Reagan was the Girl of the Month from Adams. Jill Brackeen from Jackson Middle School. Berenice Marcial from Lee, and Karen Mays from Jefferson.
Would you like to make your presentations to the girls now, and then we'll get into asking them that final soul question that we're going to ask them?
This is from the Federation organization, certificate for the first Girl of the Month this year to each of you, and also a yellow rose.
All right, while you're holding your yellow roses and your certificates, you feel real comfortable having a care package before you. Let's begin first of all then with Melissa. Would you like to give us your philosophy of life and how meaningful everything has been to you, and maybe give a real special charge to some young person that's watching our show?
Okay, I say my philosophy of life is just to believe in yourself and everything that you do, and to always, even if you fail, just to look at it in a way that you're building character, that it's not always whether you win or lose or get, the prize. It's just the experience you get from everything that you do, and to always, if you're going to take the time to do something, then do the best that you can.
Oh, it's pretty hard to beat on that, but we're going to listen to Ashley. Ashley, your philosophy of life that you'd like to give with us.
I believe that you need to strive for success. I think you need to set goals, whatever they may be, and work hard for them, and eventually your hard work will be paid off. No matter what your idea of success is, just set a goal and go for it.
Oh, go for it. That is wonderful. I want to congratulate both of you beautiful young ladies, and I think it's wonderful that you've been chosen Girl of the Month, but to be chosen the first Girl of the Month for the beginning of a new year, and in your senior year, I think that is a real special salute to both of you all. And Christy, before we leave, I think we have about one more minute. Would you like to look out into your camera and just address the parents and tell them how exciting it is to be a parent and produce young ladies such as this, and encourage all of them?
Okay, well, I'm going to say this from a non-parent point of view.
All right.
So this is from a teacher and a counselor point of view, but those of you who are parents, we have some outstanding students that you have brought into this world and helped rear, and we appreciate that. And if Ashley and Melissa are examples of what kind of products are going to come to Grand Prairie schools, then those of us working in the district are thrilled and waiting for them to get here.
That is wonderful. Thank you again for being here, and again, congratulations. Is there one last word that any of y'all would like to say? Are you happy with everything is the way it is?
Very happy.
Very happy. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you, and would you all join me? It's happening in Grand Prairie.